To make it go up, you just... Hello, welcome back to TGTV, and more specifically, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to my driveway. Today we're going to do a pretty quick video, a run through, because I've had a stacker delivered to my garage, and I'm going to show you a full demo, and we're going to get the 250 up in the air. I'm going to show you everything that's been going on. But before that, this video is once again brought to you with Squarespace. Squarespace is the all-in-one website platform for entrepreneurs to stand out and succeed online. Whether you're just starting out or managing a growing brand, Squarespace makes it easy to create a beautiful website, engage with your audience, and sell anything from products to content to time, all in one place, all on your terms. They further improve their offering, and there's loads of new things available to go and take advantage of using that code below. You'll save money on your first website using that link below, using that code, so make sure you bookmark that. Even if you're not using it now, you'll save money on your first website. So something I've not talked about before, Squarespace actually uses design intelligence. Using the power of AI enables you to create a stunning website exactly as you need it using the power of AI. You really got to go and have a little go on it on Squarespace to fully understand how powerful this tool is. It's absolutely incredible. It's mind-blowing. For those running their website as a commercial entity as well, you've got Squarespace Payments. Squarespace Payments is the easy way to manage your payments in one place. Onboarding is fast and simple. Just get started in a few clicks and start receiving payments right away. Plus, give your customers more ways to pay with their popular payment methods as well. These include Klarna and others. So you can actually take client bookings now as well with Acuity scheduling. That's a new feature that I wanted to talk about and I haven't actually mentioned before. You can do invoicing through your site. There's SEO tools, and you can also sell content. This is a massive one. Loads of people selling courses, webinars, all of that stuff. You can sell that through your site with ease on Squarespace. And as always, keep me posted with what you're creating. If you use that code below, it will save you 10%. 10% off just for using that code, and it's exclusive for you guys and girls, so make sure you're taking advantage of that. I don't put it there for the fun of it, so make sure you're taking advantage, and please keep me posted with what you're creating. The link will be below as well in the pinned comment and in the description, so you can go and grab it whenever you like. But let's go and check out my stacker. Now, as you can see, out on the driveway, we've got my Brabus and we've got my Defender here as well. But on the other side over here we go. It's all kicking off. Wisteria's out, ladies and gents, and one of the upsides, I'm getting into gardening, so do excuse me. One of the upsides of having the doors now, the Doormatic doors, the shutters that go up and down like that, rather than going up and over, I can now fulfill my dream of having a garage that has a wisteria growing all the way along it. So we're halfway along. Anyone that's not into gardening, you're probably going to think, what the hell's going on? But I love wisteria, it's cash. We've got a very mature tree here. That, believe it or not, is wisteria, which is chaos. Anyway, it's going great guns. We're getting some buds even along here. And then in growing season, I reckon it's going to get to the other end. And we've also got some plants that have gone up here, and the aim is going to be to get them dangling down as well. So it's all going to get a little bit kind of rustic and lived in looking, but we don't really care about the flora and fauna because we are here to see cars. This is a car channel. So these doors are Doormatic, okay? So this is the company that came and installed them, Doormatic. I was looking around for ages and ages and ages to find a garage door company that was properly legit, not a fly-by-night company that wasn't going to offer support should something go wrong, because there's moving parts, things go wrong all the time. So they came and fitted them the other day. Not a freebie, I paid for them. I've actually paid for those doors, and I've also paid for the garage lift that is in here. I would show you what's in here. We've kind of just got junk in here, to be honest with you, for the time being, because there is a car coming, because we had to get the lift in a rush, and I just basically moved everything out. But we're going to get a car going in here. We've actually got, in the pile of junk, my Challenge 19s that are going on my F430. I've just picked those up from H&R Motors. They've done an amazing job of these. They're literally like brand new, but these are 19-inch BBS Ferrari Challenge wheels for the F430, and then the rest of it in here is absolute junk. We've got garage transforms, floor tiles here, which I started and then gave up on. There's absolutely no point in using that anything other than just a holding pen at the moment, but slightly less unpleasant looking, we've got my 250, but you'll notice it is up on a ramp, so it's been carnage in here. My XJ220, XJR15 big fat model that was hung on the wall, that had to come down. There is so much mess in here. This is literally, the stack has just been fitted. That had to come down because it interfered with the back of the car potentially when it was going up and down, so we're going to have to find somewhere for that. Does anyone want to buy that? Because I'm not sure I've got space for it. But the 250 is on the ramp. Now, a lot of you are saying, TGE, you haven't got space for a stacker in your garage. Your garage is too small. And on the face of it, you kind of would have been right. It didn't look big enough because the roof isn't that high. That's a power vault system, by the way. Solar panels and a battery inside the garage. We're going to do some in-depth stuff on that as well soon. But on the face of it, the garage, you all know, is a pretty small space. The roof's not that high, and from the outside, you wouldn't think that you could get a car in the air in there, but you can. We measured it up, and the measurements dictated that we could, so we went for it. Little caveat then, this is from a company called Strongman Lifts. Again, I paid for this. I did not get it for free, sadly. Although I got it for free, I would have had to put it on my tax return anyway and pay the tax on it. Cheers, government. This is what they call their Donington lift. This is a 2.3 meter platform. It was relatively simple then putting it in. The posts go quite high. As long as you've got the height for the post there, and obviously the height for the car, you can fit these in. And the way the garage roof slopes, it's kind of how the car goes with the high bit in the middle. So 250 is actually a bit of a pain. It's quite a high roofed car, and it's quite long, and it's quite high at the back as well compared to like a supercar. So it's actually one of the most painful cars I'm going to try and put on a stacker, but we will show you a little demo. But I want to show you some features first. So over here you've got, you'll notice I've got my C-Tech plugged in on an extension cable, not always the most reliable. You'll notice then you've actually got plugs on the side of the unit, and that's for your trickle chargers. Very, very handy. And we've also got a plug here just for this. Litmemorabilia.com is where I got these from. They actually sourced me some stuff that I can actually find on their site, but very, very cool. I'll leave the link below for them. So I actually went through a lot of options. The 250, whilst it's quite long, it is a fairly narrow car. It's about 1.7 meters wide, so you'll notice there is a lot of space on this side, and we've still got some space this side as well. And obviously the space beneath the platform is actually even wider, because that space actually goes the whole way up basically to that leg there, because obviously the platform's up. So the floor underneath is even wider. So what we're going to do, we're going to get the Carrera GT in here after its major service at High Wycombe. 250 is going to be up in the air. We're going to get it up in the air in a second. Carrera GT is going to be underneath. And then over on this side, I didn't get two stackers put in to begin with, because I didn't know whether or not I would hate them. And what I was worried about was, because I've got a back entrance to the garage there, I didn't want two stackers being in and then no way of getting from the back of the garage to the front, and basically just having a barrier just separating the two. But as it stands, I can now see that there is going to be a lot of space. When there's a car in the air, I will be able to get round the side of the cars. And the second stacker is actually going to utilize this pole here. So it's going to be over this way, and there's actually going to be space on this side as well to walk down the side. So I don't think there's going to be a problem with it at all. It should be absolutely fine. And the 220 is actually going to stay on the floor. The 220 is pretty much not really going to move from that spot. It's just going to be a stack around it. So I'm going to get another one from Strongman, but I just wanted to get the first one in first and sort of assess what it was like. You can get a 2.1 meter wide platform, which in retrospect I probably should have got a 2.1 on this side, but it wouldn't have really helped me, because it would have dragged this post away from this wall, and it would have just created dead space there anyway. So actually I may as well have just got a wider platform. It means I've got options for other cars as time goes on. But let's get it up in the air then. Very, very easy. So you should always leave it in the off position. Twiddling it like this, you'll see a green light has appeared on that box. Can you see that? But ordinarily, you just bang that button and it turns it off, and that's how you leave it off. But to make it go up, you just... Chaos! That's absolute carnage. We're going up. It feels so weird to have that going up. Absolute chaos. And then you've got to kind of lock it in with this button here. And what that'll do is it engages. You should always lock it. It's not in a completely up position yet, but I just want to show you. When you press this button here, that little triangle there kind of engages. So it kind of drops down slightly. Obviously that's not fully up at all. We can get it going even higher, but just to illustrate the point, that is absolute carnage. It's so cool. It's a little bit grubby and stuff because they've literally just put it in, and I've been messing around in here, but how cool is that? That's absolutely ridiculous. That is going to look insane when you get the Carrera GT downstairs. We get another car in there and potentially get another car in there. That is going to look absolutely nuts, particularly with my Wisteria, ladies and gents. We're going to continue to crank her up, I think. We're going to get it all the way to the top position, so let's go for some more. Interesting to see trickle charger. See, that's absolutely fine. So for those worried that the car will hit the roof, there is a stop loss. So I can just keep pushing that as much as I want. It will not go any higher. And then lock it in. It drops slightly just to make sure that it's not resting on the chain. So when it's lifting, the chains are doing the lifting. And then when you leave the car alone, it should always be resting on the kind of the little triangle things where it's locked in. You don't want it resting on the chains overnight. That is a really sort of just a no-no really. So you can see there's quite a lot of height over and above the XJ220. That is 1.4 something meters high from the ground. So any car lower than 1.4 will fit underneath this. So you wouldn't actually, if you walk past, you wouldn't actually know there was even a 250 in there, which is quite chaotic. That's mad. That's absolutely mad. So Carrera GT is going to go underneath. But that gap there, I suspect, that's about 2.4 meters wide. Carrera GT is 1.96 meters. So lots and lots of space to get in there. Yeah, so very, very happy with that. It's absolutely insane, to be honest, to see the car just up in the air like that. That is carnage. Very cool. And it's on trickle up there, so we can just leave that on there. And for those thinking, oh, it's going to leak all over the Carrera GT, it's not. I specifically got a lift with a solid panel on it because obviously this is a car from the 50s. It's very clean under there. This is a car from the 50s. They leak. This is what they do, ladies and gents. So yeah, very, very cool. But actually from the outside, you just wouldn't even know it was there, which is insane. It's absolutely insane. I don't know about you, but as a kid, I've always wanted something like this. Proper man cave, like Thunderbird style nonsense. I'm very happy with that. Anyway, I think we will probably leave that there. If you're wondering what the towel's there for, I sometimes put towels down because it stops stuff blowing in, particularly when it's windy like today. So I don't know really what that's doing there. But the mats as well, I think I got these mats off like Temu or something. They were really, really cheap, these mats, but they just allowed me to see if anything was dripping through onto the floor from the 250. Not essential at all. And the next stage obviously for me is going to be clearing this place out and making it slightly less of a wreck. But I think I'm going to get another one. I'm going to get another one of these lifts and stick it on the other side because I just think that's very cool, ladies and gents. That is not, but that is. Cost on something like this between like 5 and 7 grand thereabouts, give or take, but they do go up in value and down in value from there. But this wasn't the cheap option, but it was by no means the most expensive. That is so sick. I'm so happy with that. And the cover, by the way, I got made by a company called Supercar Covers. If you ever need any links or anything like that, or I forget to do any of this stuff, just DM me on Instagram and I'll send you where I get all my stuff from. Anyway, for now then, thank you very much for watching. I told you this was going to be a short video. I just wanted to give you a demo of my new Strongman Donington lift. And if you're thinking about getting a car lift for yourself, they will come and scan your garage for you. That's what they did for me here. They came and scanned it actually just with a handheld tool. It took like 10 minutes, and then they produced drawings of what they recommended, what would fit in here, and also sized in various cars that I had onto the lifts into the drawing. So super, super experienced bunch, long-standing company, really decent installers. The guys that came and did this were amazing. Proper car guys, and they're working on some huge projects with some very, very big names. These were by no means the nicest cars that these guys have put on stackers, trust me. So yeah, really good bunch. I'm not being paid to be nice. As I say, I paid for them, so this is not an ad. Speaking of which though, there is a link in the description. Every single time I open the video with an ad, it's super helpful if you click the link. It means that I can continue to buy toys. Thank you very much for watching anyway. Hopefully this video was useful. I wish there was a video like this when I was looking to get my stackers. There wasn't really. There's loads of info out there, and loads of people actually doing a really bad job judging by some of the reviews. Anyway, ciao for now. Bye.